air remains in very poor category with AQI about 300. The Commission for Air Quality Management has announced that stage 2 of the Graded Response Action Plan that we all know, of course, as GRAP will be invoked in Delhi NCR from 8 a.m. today. Now, let's tell you, under stage 2 of the GRAP, mechanical sweeping and water sprinkling on identified roads will be carried out on a daily basis. Dust control measures will be enforced at construction and demolition sites. Additionally, more metros will run on the route. Now, CNG buses will also be increased to encourage use of public transport vehicle instead of the private vehicle. Now, these measures will be in addition to the GRAP stage 1, remember, the measures that are already in effect since October 15th. Kritika Tiwari, my colleague, joins me live. In fact, she has been keeping us ahead as far as what it's looking like on ground zero. I'm given to understand she's reporting from the flyover where essentially Akshardham is situated. Kritika, very good morning. We of course see you wear a mask as well, which essentially states how bad the condition is on ground zero. Having said that, where you're essentially reporting from is also one of those areas where you will get to see very hazy visuals. But at the same point of time, we're looking at these numbers only escalate, which is concerning, and that is why in the view of that, we're also looking at GRAP 2 being implemented, or rather, beg your pardon, will be implemented this morning, in a while from now.
Right. As the AQI declined to over 300 yesterday, we saw that the Central Air Quality Management Panel, they invoked GRAP 2. Now today what we will be looking forward is how Delhi government as well as other NCR states government make a meeting or announcements to implement these plans. Remember, a lot of measures are mentioned in this plan, as you were saying. Enhanced parking spaces for vehicles was also one, as well as mechanized sweeping, enforcing stricter inspection laws. Now, these are all part of the plan which the state governments have to invoke, which is what we saw when the GRAP Plan 1 was also involved. Now, just to give you a sense of the visuals that we're getting this morning, again, for the sixth time straight, we're seeing hazy visuals all around the Akshardham temple. Even when people are taking a walk on the lower flyover, we're on the elevated end, even there, they're having difficulties in breathing. And remember, this is just 7 in the morning. I'll request my camera person to also pan and give you a sense of the fog that's also descending by the greenery that here. And even if you get a sense of the traffic here, the flyovers, the high rises that could be visible from here, they're also the visibility of that is also quite low this morning. So this is only an alarm. It's quite an alarming situation really, that even though Diwali is just few weeks around the corner, we're still in the same position. GRAP 2 has also been invoked, and we will wait to see what more measures the state government takes in order to make sure that it's implemented correctly.
As you point that out, and this is something perhaps, while you've been reporting on the ground, or probably just someone who's also been exposed to this kind of situation, the national capital, will be better to draw perspective on that. With the fact that policies are in place, right? And it's the same story like how we have also been discussing. Ultimately, the bigger question is, why isn't this situation changing when everything is there, but nobody's actually walking the talk, Kritika?
That's right. In fact, there are a few factors that cannot be changed about Delhi. One is the geography, of course. The Himalayas are there. You will have an airshed situation. And this is not something that Delhi or NCR has started dealing with in the last few years. It's been over a decade now. Remember, before that, Delhi used to be one of the places best known for its winters with the pleasant temperatures. That was one of the places where people would want to spend so much time. Now we are hearing a lot of residents trying to make that choice, especially, of course, those who can. Try and see if they can move out during these during the choke season months, as they say, to maybe someplace else down south, wherein they wouldn't have to deal with this poor and air quality. Others are having to spend on air purifiers, and we see so many personal measures be taken up. Maybe where we are lacking is action on an industrial level, on a larger level, arresting larger spaces of higher carbon footprint and emissions, because we still do not have a year-round policy for it. We still do not have a sectoral policy for it. Yesterday also we saw a lot of political blame game happening over this. It started day before yesterday, in fact, when Delhi Chief Minister Atishi, as well as the Environment Minister, took shots at the BJP, saying that it's basically the state governments of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh that are responsible for not just the poor quality of air, but also of the pollution that we're seeing in Yamuna. However, with the BJP hitting back that they are not utilizing funds, either that have been allocated by the Delhi state government itself, or whether it comes to the National Clean Air Program, which runs under the central government. So we just see a lot of blame game as residents specifically, and that gets tiring because they're the ones who then have to start taking personal measures like masking up or spending on air purifiers, and others who are more better financially placed having to move out of NCR. These solutions, none of these are sustainable. It's just attacking the effects and not the causes. So again, this season as well, we will wait to see, especially through the Supreme Court's hearing on the ongoing matter as well, whether or not all that culminates into something that can greatly reduce the pollution that we see over the years. That will be the biggest hope, but so far not much is being done on ground in that respect.
Right, Kritika. I appreciate you putting that into context for our viewers and, of course, drawing more perspective, because ultimately, like you pointed out, you only wake up to looking at how this is after the effect. You're not really targeting what is really causing that, and one can really hope that it's only going to get better, like you've said. But for the moment, we'd have to leave it at that. But